Welcome, darlings. Hello and hello. It's been a very, very long day. I hope your day was better than mine. Hello, all of you coming in here. I'm still shuffling. My phone just let me know that I went live, so thank you, self. So it's Friday. It's wrap up day. How was your week? Y'all talking amongst yourselves. That's fine. I'm fancy looking. I have been very, very busy today. Um, at some point, I was pretty sure that I was going to have to pull out a gun. I was trying to manifest revenge at some point. On the move, uh, trying to figure out my phone. So, FYI, it is fixed. I got to keep my number, change the carrier, and if you need me to set up a reading, you may use the text message. It's all set up. So, it took 9 hours from start to finish, but it's done. So you should be able to get a hold of me one way or another, text message, phone call, whatever you need to do. Okay. Victoria, you missing a kitty too? Well, you know what? Avery's still not home, so that's still an issue in my house as well. So we need to send out good vibes and healing and hone them in back home. Deb, honey, you're not the only one. I talked to Nadia today, and we both had weird dreams last night. Even though we were woken up periodically through them, we went right back to what it was. That means when you have a very vivid dream and you're in that state, it's not a dream. You are working off-world, you're working in your subconscious, and they're trying to tell you something. And I don't think that any one of us had a good one. We were working, we were fighting, we were in the middle of the war. Wasn't pretty. We can talk about it if you'd like. Hi, Miss Denise. I'll go back up and say hello to everybody. Miss Dragonfly. Joe is in the house. Joe's on security duty. We love her. Joe, give us an update on your house if you got one. Dumpling is here. Miss Deb. It'll build up. Okay, so you guys talk amongst yourself. Victoria, hello, honey. Miss Denise has popped in. Miss Lisa. Yeah, we're going to talk about why you're exhausted, honey. Now, I included you in on the last rotation of emails. And I said, welcome, Miss Lisa, to the family. So, hi, Cheryl. How are you, honey? So, hi, Michael. Dance your fancy butt back in here and give us an update on Charlie. It's to my understanding that he's feeling better. I hope. Yeah, y'all say hello to Effer because I've got 2 bananas that are about done and he's still going to hang on to get a bite. You're alive? That's all right. We're going to talk about it. There's my Michael. Thank you, darling. He went out. I didn't even ask him. He went and got me a ginger ale. And I'm glad he did that. He probably knew that my stomach's been tore up because my nerves have been shot today. But I did it. Like I told Nadia, I persevered. It was that bittersweet moment, closing one door and opening the other. And I was pissed and I was in an impasse, but I did it. I persevered and I pushed through. Thank you, Michael. So, yeah, y'all love on Miss Lisa and welcome her to the family. I know you guys already have, but I sent out a group email to everybody to let you know Lisa's contact information that she wanted to reveal. And I also sent you the attachments of the moon pictures that Michael sent the other night so you guys could take a pic. Yeah, Nadia Epper's here. Um, the issue, it took me a long time to do it. Our internet failed, um, and it took them to reset it and get all the electronics are just, well, they're just fucked up. I'll just say that. Wonderful, Michael. So Charlie is getting better, and I know Nadia worked on him, so that's good. That's beautiful. All right, you just keep us posted, okay? All right. So we're gonna we're gonna start out. We have a plan tonight. Well, we have a sort of kind of plan, and we always let energy and spirit take it over to where it needs to go. Okay. First things first, please understand. We are a very weird energy right now. Tonight is the full wolf moon. Okay. This is your full winter solstice. Well, the first big moon that has to do with Mercury being retrograde. Mercury is in retrograde until the 18th. Okay. So, with that being said, the energy is going to be off. Your emotions are going to be very, very high. Your emotions are going to be triggered very, very easily. So, you need to ground yourself, meditate. By the way, Nadia, I did the Twin Hearts. I did the 18-minute one that Master Code had like 5 years ago. So, I did that one. So, I've grounded myself, made sure that I cleansed all that energy out that was negative today, fighting with the electronics and the phone and the email and the Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So that's done. Okay, so please understand, Mercury is in retrograde right now till the 18th. We also have the full wolf moon of the winter solstice. Now, one or the other doesn't really affect you. But when you put them together, Mercury's retrograde is in reverse. It's facing the opposite direction. So you may not feel it. But the full moon energy is what's going to throw you off. So if you feel very sluggish and you feel like you're walking through wet cement or mud, that is why. If everything feels like they're at a standstill and you're not getting the answers that you need and nothing's going anywhere, that is why. Okay? It's not you. This is the collective energy. That is the frequency and energy that's out there right now. How do we deal with it? We persevere. As much as I wanted to give up today, you have to push through it. Anybody's ears going nuts right now? Still dealing with blurry vision a little bit dizzy and a little bit wonky? It's a thing. Deb, the standstill is the perfect example of the energy that Mercury in retrograde in reverse and the wolf moon combined. That's what it means. You can't move forward. You're not moving backwards. You're just not seeing anything. You're just stagnant right now. It's okay. There is a purpose. Energy will allow you to move forward when you're ready and when it's ready. Basically, it's that impasse card that we got. Energy and spirit stuck us there, temporarily go, okay, catch your breath. Catch your breath. Because what's about to happen as Capricorn, not Capricorn, but as we move into the Aquarian age, you're going to get a boost and it's going to go so quickly that they're trying to wean you into it, I guess, or just gradually graduate you into the Aquarian age, because that's a whole lot of energy. Okay. Yeah. You're not going to have a memory. You're going to feel very sluggish. You're going to have weird dreams that are very, very real and you can't get rid of because you're working. We're ascending. This is a part of it. Okay. You're not getting sick. You may have ascension sickness, but now I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you that you're not getting sick. So always take care of yourself. And I know you guys do, but pay attention to how you physically feel. If you feel like a slug, if you feel no desire to get up and move around, this is why. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have brain fog. You're going to feel stuck. And then you're just kind of sitting there going, now what? Okay. This is going to be very real to you. Um, yeah, electronics. Yeah, Nadia's very on point. There's so many electronic problems. There is still, um, even though I left my old phone carrier, that phone carrier is still down massive worldwide right now. Still lots of problems. You go do your thing, Michael. Enjoy, sweetheart. Enjoy date night, honey. We love you, honey, okay? We'll keep the party going. It's not, oh, are you leaving or are you asking me? Is it date night with Magic? Because of the makeup? No. It's just because of what I was doing today. No, it's not date night. Magic Mike is in the house. He's just in a different room. He wanted to stop in long enough to say hello, but he's been working like 12-hour days and he's exhausted. Thank you, Michael. I caught that after I read it 2 times. Brain fog. Remember, I have to read things twice. Um, no, it's not date night. I wish it was. Lee and I haven't been out of this house to do anything for a very, very long time because he's always working, I'm always working, and nothing ever works out right. But it's all right. Joe, me too. My gut is on fire and it feels like that somebody has like beat up my abs. And I told Nadia earlier, it feels like that I have gone to the gym and haven't been there for 10 years. And I did a workout, and it's either I'm really, really sore from a workout that I didn't do, or someone has beat the crap out of me. It's all in the gut and it's in the legs. The legs represent being stuck and just walking through wet cement. The gut is a gut punch, working with the solar plexus. Okay. Trying to figure out where our new change is going to come from. So if it feels like, did I eat something wrong? I know I didn't do any sit ups. I know I didn't. You understand? I know, babe. I know. Magic Mike, Mr. Lee himself is in here. He said, the time will come, my love. And I know. Yeah. It will. It's just not meant to be right now. And it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, Nadia, I totally agree. Spiritually, you're releasing things through retrograde that you were supposed to let go of a long time ago. So let your gut do its thing. Don't hold on to the past. Release it, let it go, give it permission to leave. Okay? You'll be fine. Michael, I totally agree with you, honey. Permanent vacation. Well, I don't know. We got work to do with our humanitarian, but you know what? When it comes to that, I don't think it's going to feel like work. I really don't. Thank you, Dumpling. 29 years. That'll wake you up. All right. So, this is what we're going to do tonight. So, I just wanted to update you that the phone is corrected. You may call me or text me to set up an appointment. If you still can't reach me that way, please let me know and just email me. Everything's in the description. I am behind on private readings because of this problem. Zoom is always available as well, but please let me know. Miss Lisa, I know you want one. I'm good to go. You let me know when you want to set it up, and I'm good. My schedule is clear now because I haven't had contact. You call me, first come, first serve, and we'll set up the appointment, okay? We're all good. Before tonight is over with, we're going to do some gratitude. We're going to be grateful and thankful. It helps us move through this energy right now through retrograde and the moon, okay? So think about what you're grateful for, even if it's a repeat of before, that's fine. I do want to ask you, because I told you Wednesday, we were going to talk about our journal entries. If you want to share, please share them if you want to. You don't have to. We've only gone really a week into January, and if you want to wait until you got a couple weeks, that's fine too. But these are a couple of things that we're going to talk about tonight. Other than that, Miss Gail, I want to call her out because she sent me some beautiful gifts. She stocked me up on sage and I got some candles. So, Miss Gail, I love you. Thank you so much. And I'm glad tarot worked so well for you. And I appreciate you. Gift or no gift, I'm glad it worked. And I love you. I love you and I love you. Okay. So, thank you, darling. I did get them all. Okay. All right. Now, here's the questions that I have tonight for our global recap. And then once we get these settled and whatever you guys have, then we'll get into some personal things if you want to. Okay? Alrighty? All right. Nadia's driving, so she's probably gonna go party. Hello, Miss Lexington lady. And I also want to talk with you because you said you were going to wait till the first of the year. Well, it's past the first of the year, and I want to work with you, okay? I understand why you were MIA. I personally know that, but I do want to work with you. Okay. All right. So we good. Yeah. Nania's off partying. You talk about date night. Nania's on date night with herself, and that's beautiful. All right. So here's some of the things that we want to talk about. Let's get into global headlines. Now, right now, I have U.S. issues. We can look into the Russian-Ukraine fake war all we want to. We can if you want. I have not gone global because it's been dead silent because our news is focused on this Speaker of the House bullshit. Okay? What are they into? The 14th vote? McCarthy can't take it because he doesn't have 218. Scalise stood up this afternoon and he said he wanted to adjourn. The weird thing about it is he wanted to adjourn until 10 p.m. tonight. So that tells me it should wake people up. So you want to do your middle of the night secret squirrely stuff again? Because that doesn't set well with me. So let's just ask Tarot a basic question, unless you have a specific way of you want to ask it. Like, is McCarthy going to take it? Is this part of the movie? Because that's what I'm getting. So Speaker of the House is a big issue right now in our country. The Brunson case hit the Supreme Court today. Now they've got hundreds of cases that they can choose from. We will not know through certification till Monday morning at 9:30 when the Supreme Court puts up their agenda for the week of which cases that they decided to take. But if you want to, I can ask, was the Brunson case one of them? Obviously, today's January 6th. It's a very big day. Okay. Now, another weird thing is, I don't know if anybody else finds this weird or not, but the vice president motorcade was in another accident. I think that's 3 within the last 6 months. Does anybody else find that weird? The most trained drivers on the planet cannot get through a motorcade without having an accident. That's 3. So I was curious to know if we should ask Tarot if that is that a calm? Are they trying to tell us something? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to go over here and look at the chat because it's a rolling. Then let me switch this over. And I did find out that live chat did pop up last time. It's a crapshoot, guys. I don't know. Well, Lexington lady, the 20 holdouts are caving, but the ones that were scheduled and scripted to hold or to cave are doing it. But you still have 7 or 8 that are absolutely never Kevin people. Okay, so that's why I was curious. Is it? I mean, because what is the protocol of the continuity of government if they can't get 218? How many votes do you have to do? And somebody put up earlier, this is the longest time it's ever taken to elect a Speaker of the House since like 1859, 1857. It was 1850s something. Isn't that sad? So what's the protocol? Like, what are we doing with it? How long are they going to do this? Because this is getting old. Was it, Michael? Okay. Well, and we know that a government has grown since then because now we have 435 seats in the House. So, yeah. They need 218. Obviously, they've added seats because population increases. Let me do the math. Well, we can look into it. Nadia, I'm almost convinced. It's just like the Pope. Let's just wait for black or white smoke to pour out of the top of the dome of the Capitol, and we'll find out somebody died, somebody doing something. Because this is just, it's bullshit. That's what it is. It's just all bullshit. I said it. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a rhyme or reason. I really think that Trump and the Galactic Federation and the Alliance they're playing 5D chess, and they're trying to get people to go, I don't understand. Why are they taking so long? Just give it to him. Well, if they give it to him, we just fall right back into the category that we've been in. You give it to a rhino, and McCarthy is a rhino. Okay? If you just give it to him, you can make him sign all these pretty little contracts all you want to, but at the same time, are you learning anything? It makes no sense whatsoever. I agree, Michael. I agree, honey. I'm tired of the BS too, Deb, but you know what? Hats off to the director of this movie because it's a hot mess. It is. All right. So, not to keep you anymore, I've gone more than 20 minutes. Let's start pulling cards. So, I had three main topics. If you've got another one, Nadia said, can Trump be president and Speaker of the House? Now, here's the key to that question. Trump right now is not your current president because we don't have the continuity of government. The Constitution of 1871 has not been officially renewed yet, okay, until it goes through Congress. Now, Congress is in a shithole right now. What Trump is currently is commander in chief. He controls the military. Okay, who's in office right now is all fake. The only thing they have control over is the 10 square miles around DC. That's it. Now, Trump can absolutely be Speaker of the House. Now, Speaker of the House is third in line to the presidency. So, if for some reason, think about this, if the alliance's plan is to put Trump in as Speaker of the House, if Biden and Harris and all their cabinets are removed because of a fake election or any of that, or treason, insurrection, any of that stuff, okay, sedition, if they're removed, if Trump is Speaker of the House, he's not a part of that. He automatically reverses and becomes the president again. And then within 120 days, the continuity of government has to have an emergency election. Within 120 days, the military will oversee it. They will have an emergency election and then we'll decide, do you want Trump as the current because he's just an interim president at that time? Or do you want to vote someone else in? You see how this works? But you have to base it on the 1871 Constitution. Welcome to class. Does that make sense? Hi, Elle. How are you and Juice tonight, honey? I love y'all. So does that make any sense? That's the only reason that I can see them of putting Trump in. Other than that, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The reason that he had to come out and say that I am announcing my candidacy for the presidency, he didn't say 2024, he didn't do any of that, is because he has to remove himself from the situation currently. He didn't come out and say, I want to be speaker. That means you can't take him and try to get him on treason and sedition to have a plan of a coup. Okay? Does that make sense? Hi, Kathy. How are you, precious? Welcome, welcome. Kathy, since you haven't been in here too much, and that's fine, but welcome. If you would like to share your information and want to become part of the Signal group or the collective email me. Email's in the description, okay? Let me know. We welcome you with open arms, but precious, welcome, welcome, okay? Okay, so, oh, thank you, Elle. That's precious. She said, if any of you haven't had a private reading with Jen, you're really missing out. Worth every penny and more. Best reading we've ever had. Thank you, honey. That means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you. And just like Miss Gail sent me those gifts today, and the precious little gift tag said, thank you, because it changed her world. And that's all I ask, is that if I can make a difference. And thanks Spirit and Tarot. I'm just the worker bee. Does that make sense? It's like my t-shirt. It just says tarot card on duty. Tarot card reader on duty. That's it. Welcome, welcome, Kathy. Y'all love on her. Let me not go another 5 minutes. All right, guys. So we're going to do 2 oracles tonight. Now, you got your main angel oracle on Monday because it goes week to week, date to date. So you already got that one. And I think we just decided to pronounce that weird angel name like something like Mamma Mia or something. Nadia gave us that one. So thank you, Miss Nadia. I did replace the golden gilded deck, so it is back. So it's fine if it wants to cooperate. I still have your chakra oracles. I'm going to slowly with this new year, I'm going to slowly introduce more oracle cards of what they want you to know. This one, welcome. This is called the Angel of Abundance because we're looking at the RV and we're looking at money and pentacles and things that we need. These are some messages of things that the angels and spirits want us to know when it comes to finances and manifesting that. I'm sure Michael's going to like that one, okay? So we're going to pull, I don't want to do 3 because they're not single words. It's just one. I think I'm just going to pull 1 card at each reading. Let's keep it bare minimum because the more oracle cards that I introduce, the more complicated it can get. Okay? Agreed? Sage is burning, sweetie, and I've got Palo Santo going too. Let me make sure that it's going good. It's just burning in the background. I promise. We will. You're fine. I never do what, honey? What do you mean, Miss Jo? Am I supposed to be doing something? If I don't feel that I need the sage, I'll let it burn out. The way I look at it is I'm in control of spirit and I allow what can come in and what can't. And once the sage, I light it, I do all the cleansing before the show. And if it dies down or if someone requests it, I will absolutely light the sage. But other than that, I'm in control and I'm the boss here. Spirit knows that. Okay? That's okay. I can do it. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right? Sage is burning in the background, and I also have incense and I have candles as well. Okay? Does that make you feel better? All right. All right, guys. Let's go. So, which would you like? Do you want let's handle the Speaker of the House thing. Let's just ask this. First of all, do we want to ask, are they going to resolve it tonight? And their little middle of the night secret squirrel stuff, right? Don't think I got it. Probably not, Joe. It probably went over my head. Now that can be Mercury retrograde or just me just can't keep up with the chat room. That's all right. If that was an inside to throw me under the bus, I'll accept it, Joe. You just let me know. All right. Phone is on. Hopefully Miss Renee will get her phone back up and running. She can talk to us. Miss Bossy Pants. I'm taking that role tonight, Miss Nadia. Yes. No fires. You don't want to feel bad. You don't have to feel bad. Light it up, sweetheart. Light it up. Light it up. It's all good. Jen never minds. She got that one right. Nope. I'm out there. All right. So when it comes to the Speaker of the House, let's just start here. And if you've got a better idea, let me know. But let's just ask, are they going to resolve it in the middle of the night, secret squirrel stuff? Does that make sense? Okay. Let's just ask that. Magic Mike just walked through. He goes, hi. He's had a very, very long day. He's been working a couple of 12-hour days. I know that for his job, that's long. All good, Michael. We're good. Yeah. Boss says it's all good. All right. So let's just say, is the agenda or the script from the movie miniseries, is it that they're going to try to pull something in the middle of the night? Because if they're not going to reconvene until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, somebody in the West Coast might hear it, but anybody else goes to bed. Are they going to do their secret squirrel stuff? Because that never looks good. Never. He's got to, Deb. They ain't got nobody to work. Everybody's quit. They just have. Yeah, they won't pay them enough. Nobody can pass the test to do it. That means Magic Mike is smart. You a smart man.
I'm a smart man.
He's a smart man. All right. So let's just see if they're going to do some secret squirrel stuff. I just saw it. I know. Thank you, Wings. I saw the Emperor card pop up. This is the first reading with the new Gilded Tarot. I have to replace them. You can all. I've run it for 6 months, and I had to retire 2 of them. But if I can afford $15-20 every 6 months, I'll be all right. All right, so secret squirrely stuff with the Speaker of the House. Okay. All right, then. Wow, 2 of them. All right, so we got a couple aces in here. So yes, absolutely, that's the agenda. Oh, 3. So now we have 3 aces. So absolutely, that's the issue. But this is scripted. This is totally planned, and the military is all over this. Michael, you better calm yourself down. Somebody hose down Michael. All right. So Knight of Cups, which is telling us that the military is actively, remember, that's the Bucky horse. So he's constantly moving. He's in motion. The military is doing it. But it's also with the cup is a, go away, effer. I'm just not messing with you. It's with a cup, it's emotion. It's like, don't let this emotionally drag you down. The military is in complete charge of this, literally charging forward. Okay. That's the first card that came up. This is scripted. They're in control. Now, the 10 of Cups is your wish card. It's a collective wish card. Don't worry about it. All these cups, don't let it run away with your emotions, especially under the Wolf Moon and Mercury retrograde. Okay. Do not let it get a hold of you and say, why are they meeting in the middle of the night? That doesn't make sense. Because it's planned. Let them do it. Let's see what comes out tomorrow. Okay. So 10s, wrapping it up. Remember, 10s bring closure. So this may be a good thing. Here's your first ace, and it's another cup. Okay. So it's just letting you know that absolutely this is the plan to let people know. It's to upset people's emotions, meaning the sleepers, not us. You need to keep yourself grounded and remember, this doesn't affect us. It's going to work out okay. This is to wake up the sleepers. They can't see it. It is to rock their emotions. What do you mean? Why'd you do that in the middle of the night? We couldn't see it. I don't understand what's going on. Why is who in there and how they get voted in and how they decide this? Because we don't know how it's going to go. We can ask. Now, as a collective, because the reading is for the collective, Temperance, meaning patience. You know how it is. Be at peace with yourself. Okay. Temperance has 2 cups in her hand. Now, it's a major arcana card, so she's not minor arcana. She's not considered a cup, but she does hold 2 cups. And you never know which way it's going to go. It's balancing yourself and understanding, I will be patient and keep my emotions in check while this happens. Okay? It's just great advice. Now, now this keeps going for advice for us. 2 of Swords. Do not fear the unknown. The truth will come out. You just don't really know which way it's going to go right now. I'm blindfolded. I can't see. I can't hear. I can't do anything right now. What's going to happen? Well, don't worry about it. Well, I have to worry about it. No, you don't. Either way, it's going to work itself out. This is all planned. Does that make sense? Do not fear the unknown. Truth is coming. This is beautiful as well. 10 of Wands. All the work has been done. It's the end of the day. I'm wrapping it up. Not carrying this anymore. 10s, wrap it up. It's over with. It's another beautiful 10. Don't worry about it. Okay? No matter what happens in the dead of night tonight, you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to be okay. If you find out McCarthy took it, there's a plan of why you took it. If you find out that somebody else took it, there's a reason somebody else took it. All right? If we wake up and the whole Capitol building somehow turned into that show on Netflix called Designated Survivor, there's a reason. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. All right? Now, so let's get into your bottom row. And here's where the balance comes even more. Because justice is being served. You are seeing these people expose themselves every time they do this vote. The bickering, the lectures, the speeches, every time they take a microphone, that's what you're seeing. This is to serve justice and bring balance. So let them do it. Agreed? Another Ace of Pentacles. Manifesting great gifts from the universe. This is going to work out just fine. We may not see it right away, but the universe and spirit is telling you that it's a beautiful gift. Please accept it on our behalf. Okie dokie. You need a receipt with that? Because that's where I'm at. Because I'm fine with it. It's going to be fine. 2 of Wands. Figuring out the impasse in the road. Remember what Spirit warned us about. Figuring out the impasse and which direction you're going to go. Do you want to stay in the shadows or do you want to take the light in the path of the light? Does that make sense? Of the divine. We will see on how they do this. Don't worry about it. Just look ahead and know that it's going to be fine. The right decision will be made. The King of Wands. Very passionate. He's a go-getter. Let's get it done. And he's very relaxed in his authority. So let him do it. Let them do it. So do not worry about it. There is a reason it's being done. Knight of Pentacles is also a military card. Now, he's slowly to trot with his manifestation because, well, we can look at the money aspect a little bit because even Matt Gaetz got up and said, you know, he takes money and he works with lobbyists, and so they're going to leave a money trail. But also look at the earth sign of the Pentacles, meaning that manifest the slow stages of what needs to come and happen, okay? It's okay. Your final card is the Ace of Wands. Use your hearts and desires to know what you want to do, but also understand and accept and be receiving to what Spirit is giving you. Does that make sense? I don't think I need to pull confirmation. They're going to go into the dead of night tonight and do their thing. Let them do it. Okay? The Deer card, Michael, is the Ace of Pentacles. That is a gift from the universe. Meaning, I'll show you. Because I want to make sure that you understand. Because I have gone back and forth with the decks. With Rider-Waite in the beginning, this is normally the deck that everybody trains on. And then once everybody switches to other decks, it's kind of confusing. That's okay. But I really want to be Very specific, because I like to know that my channel is also a teaching tool that you can learn tarot as well. Whether you want to or not, that's what you get. Watch it be at the bottom. Probably. Knowing my luck. Here he is. Okay. So, Ace of Pentacles. Now look at it through Rider-Waite. It is Spirit has the hand. It is an earth sign, okay? That means looking over all the earth. And it says, you manifested it, you wanted it. It can be an abundance of physical, financial wealth. It can be an abundance of health. But it can be an abundance of information as well. And then when this one falls in with the Ace of Swords, you know that it's information. This just says this is a gift from the universe. I'm giving it to you. Please accept on our behalf. Does that make sense, Michael? So the difference is with the Royale Gilded deck, it just uses different earth signs for the pentacles. So you're going to have a lot of animals and things like that. The deer is kind of like the king of the forest, and he's holding all the information and wealth and abundance in his antlers, but he's bringing it forth to you. Okay? So it's Bambi's daddy going, here, I'm here to help. That makes sense? You're very welcome, precious. All right. So that's the difference between the two decks. But as far as the Speaker of the House vote going into the dark night tonight, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. They're just doing what they're told. They're reading the script, and you're watching the movie. Okay? All right. Yeah, they're making up the playbook as they go along, it seems like, because some have already been dealt with, some have not, and they have choices to make, but this is part of it. And it's so obvious now. How do you go into 14 votes and nobody questions anything? And it hasn't been done since the 1850s? Give me a break. So, I mean, you would think that if somebody couldn't get the votes the first half a dozen times, they would have bowed out and said, okay, let's pick somebody else. This man has already deliberately moved into the Speaker of the House office. Like, I'm going to get it no matter what. Well, how long does I have to go in to look at the continuity of government and look at the protocol? If they can't decide and they can't get the votes, what's the protocol? I don't know. Yeah. Well, some of it's made up as they go along, depending upon how they emotionally deal with it, but most of it's scripted. You're just getting to see it play out, which sucks. Because either way, Joe, it doesn't make any sense. We're just sitting there just scratching our head, doing the face palm, going, really? It's everybody else there. We keep calling him the nice way of the unaware. No, it's the sheep, and the people that are asleep have to know something's wrong. After 14 votes or 13 votes and you can't make a decision, our government can't make a decision on anything. You can't decide on one person. You see what I'm saying? It's a wake-up call. Yeah, he's a squatter. You know, I don't know. We don't know that he was told. Was he told to make a scene and move into the office on purpose? Maybe. Good question, Nadia. While the energy is still in the cards, we can pull cards because that's a yes or no. So it'd be very simple. I could just do one row. She asked, are they doing this until the government decides there is no government anymore? Now, as of right now, legally and constitutionally, they can't disbar their own government. They don't have the authority to do it. The Supreme Court can, but more likely the military can, and says that they are at an impasse. We are stepping in as working as the chiefs. They will come in and say, we are now taking over. That is the law of war manual. The continuity of government, if the government is totally at an impasse, the rule is the military steps in. Is this what we've been waiting on? Or does it coincide with the Brunson case going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court rules that there is no government because 385 people, including the whole Biden cabinet and Harris, and all of the Congress members have to be removed, fired, and dealt with for treason? Are we waiting on that? Because that's a possibility too. Michael, you are correct. It is devolution in play. If you don't know what devolution is, I don't want to take the time to explain it. Go look it up. There's some homework for you. Okay, Deb, we can do that. So let's do Nadia's yes or no, and that's, are they doing it until the government decides there is no government? Well, I'm going to reword it and say, are they doing this until the alliance decides there's no government? Because that would be the Supreme Court that's within standing, because we have two, or the military. Let's just see if it'll be dissolved through the alliance. That's a yes or no. Thank you, Michael, for sharing that. He said Patel Patriot on his Substack on Telegram. John Harold. Thank you, Michael, for that information. Okay, so we have to look at the continuity of government under the original Constitution, not the current one that they keep trying to say that it still exists. Okay, under the Law of War Manual, we'll revert back to the 1871. That's the one you have to look up. Before, we were bought and sold to make us the corporation. We were independent and sovereign under God Almighty. Does that make sense? So right now, let's just simply ask a yes or no. Is the alliance going to step in and resolve it? That's the best way I can put it, because it puts everybody under the same umbrella. Hello, Miss Brianna. Welcome, darling. All right. So, are we dealing with waiting to hear? Now, that it can involve the military. It can involve the Brunson case. It can involve a whole lot of stuff, okay? You go walk your fur baby, Lexington lady. That's fine. Hello to Rizzy. All right. Okay. Y'all better be ready. So right now, it's not clear cut which direction they're going to go. It could go either way. Interesting. It could go either way. But at the end of the day, they have two outcomes. But I'll give you the last card first as a gift. He's in control. Don't worry about it. Okay? Yeah, you're correct, Michael. When they started doing the Bank of London and all that stuff, you are absolutely correct. That's a whole other level. But let's stick to this one right now. But I understand where you're going with it. So yes or no, are they going to have to rely on the alliance on how to do it? Okay. So either way they decide to do it, it's going to bring heartache and disappointment to many, many people when the truth comes out, because it's a sword, remember? It's just disappointment, heartache. What in the world is happening? It's confusion. What's going on? Makes sense. Queen of Swords. She's the divine energy, feminine energy. But remember, the Queen of Swords is very relaxed. She wants justice. She welcomes justice. And the way she looks at it is, I have this sword, and I will use it to beat your ass, or you could just do what I'm telling you to do, and we'll use the happy doves, and we'll have peace. The choice is yours, but either way, I'm going to win. Does that make sense? Because that's the Queen of Swords. You ain't going to tell her no. All right? But the reason that they're taking their time to let it play out for so many different rounds of this is the baby drip drop page. The truth can only come out so hard at a time because they can't handle it. I don't understand. Why do you vote so many times? Why don't you just quit? That's exactly what they're going to say. Why don't you just pick somebody else? Think about it. If somebody is totally asleep and they do not understand what you're talking about, those are the responses you're going to get. Well, I don't understand what the problem is. Get on with it. Do you understand? Do you hear that? Because they can't handle it. Just so you know, we are moving. This is the Eight of Cups, forgetting the past, and we're moving towards a new path. We are not going to focus on this old way of doing it. We have to look at how we're going to handle the continuity of government from here on out. And that means reducing our government by 90%. Be prepared for that too. Okay? So, Eight of Cups, just moving forward and forgetting the past. All right? Right now, the issue is the Five of Wands. Now, when I asked about the alliance, this can be very well aspected, meaning we've got this, we've fought, and we're holding the line. Remember? But you're always going to have that intermingling fighting. So you're going to have a little bit of both. All right? Now, very important. Here's our Joe card. Here's the Fool. Do not be fooled by what you hear because it's not what you think it is. Okay? Take everything and use your discernment and figure out what they mean. What are the comms? If you don't know what they are, it's okay. Rely on the community. And even when you hear that, use your own discernment. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. What is your gut telling you? Okay? All right. So, Nine of Wands. I'm going to start attacking my throat chakra. I felt that one. It just heated up. Knight of Wands. Beat up, tired, can't take it anymore. I'm exhausted. I'm hoping for the best, but good grief, please give me a break. Pretty sure that's kind of where we're at now, right? All right. High Priestess. Do not be fooled. She can be very, very dangerous. And the way she's aspected, it means expect the unexpected. She has so many secrets that if you piss her off, she will bring down all hell's fire on your ass. Does that make sense? But you never heard a tarot reader read it this way, but it is. The High Priestess is nobody you mess with because she's got every secret and every dirt on everybody else. You either trust her in the beauty that she has and her intuitive ability to have discernment, or you back off and go, okay, you got it, girl. That's fine with me. You leave her the hell alone. Trust your discernment, use your intuitive ability, and it will match up eventually. Okay? But be in tune with her, but do not screw with her. Okay? She can be very dangerous. All right. Seven of Pentacles. All the work has been done. Now you're waiting and watching. Well, duh. That's a given. We're manifesting the Pentacles. Of course, it can be money because Congress is so dirty. But we're just knowing that we've put in the work, we've waited. Now, what's the end of the show? Okay? What's the final act? Seven of Wands reassures me that the Five of Wands that we got earlier, meaning they're holding the line, this is holding the line as well. The alliance is in charge. You need to trust them. No matter who decides who's going to step in, military, this fake Congress, off-worlders, they're holding the line. They're in absolute control. Do not fear it. Do not fear the unknown. It started looking a little hairy there for a while. We weren't quite sure, but now it all comes together. Do not fear the unknown. It's all taken care of. Because that final card, that's why I gave it to you up front. Because he's in charge. All right? It's all good. And that's good to know. So thank you, Spirit. So you may hear lots of different things with the swords that came out right off the bat. You're going to have to be the High Priestess and use your intuitive ability, hold the line, and know what's right. You're going to find out eventually. But in the meantime, you're not going to be hurt. You want to know what your base card is? Here's this card again. Justice. Because they're working behind the scenes. Military, yeah. We've also heard that if you follow the cue boards, that the military was the only way. Well, I just split the deck. You want to see the other side of it? So I have Justice and I have the Star card, and that's your off-worlders. The military is part of the Off-World Galactic Federation. I believe that the military is going to be a huge part of this. Yes, Miss Brianna, I mentioned that earlier. If the president and vice president, if something happens to them or they are removed, the Speaker of the House becomes the interim president, means they can hold the office by proxy until an emergency election is held by the military within 120 days after that event happens. So that's the reason everyone was getting all excited. If Trump would take Speaker of the House, he's third in line. Then all of a sudden something came out and Biden and Harris were removed. Trump's automatically the president again. Have an emergency election. Let the people decide, do you want him to stay in? Does that make sense? Okay. But I totally agree. I think that the military absolutely is involved. It is an RV card, Michael. Yes, the Star card is. That's a quantum card. Yes, you are correct. Michael, only portion of it. Only a portion. They use the technology, but it is not AI run and based. AI is only the technology that other beings that have flesh and blood like we do can control the AI. AI does not have control on the good side. Okay? I hope that makes you feel better. AI cannot take full control. There's no way the Galactic Federation would allow that to happen. Because you have to have discernment and spirituality. Okay. They use AI technology, but they have the ability to control it, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Organic AI, yes, it's something that can be controlled. The AI cannot take over. So we, the Galactic Federation, our off-worlders have the ability to control what technology gets used based on your ability to handle it. We are so far behind in technology, the technological world. They're going to drip drop the like Tesla stuff and how brilliant that is. Free energy and all that. They're going to drip drop it out. But they've given it all. Right now, our soldiers that are in the Galactic Federation working with them, they have to learn how to manipulate, which is DNA controlled ships. And because it's consciously connected, we are in a 3-dimensional world. They're in a 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional world. Our troops, our soldiers, God bless them, cannot quite figure out how I can consciously control this physical ship. They're still in training. It's a massive undertaking. But AI will never have complete control. They want to, but it's not going to happen. Okay? All right. All right. So does that answer the question about Speaker of the House? Can we bury that and let it go and see what happens tomorrow? Or do you need to ask more questions? And if I've missed anything, please forgive me. Let me go back up and read a little bit. Yeah, Michael, I think it's a combination of military. The Spirit of God, Father, Mother, and Father, they're going to move the military in the direction of what they want. Okay? Absolutely agree with that. Yes, Michael, absolutely. Yeah, back in the day, the beautiful architecture, the original. I mean, you could do the Atlantean, Tartarian, all of this beautiful technology when the off-worlders were here before the Dracos and the horrible ones were here, the Greys and things like that, before they came down and really took power. The Tartarians and the Atlanteans had full control over Terra, Gaia, and they built all this beautiful architecture. Well, now look at it. You've got this stone cold building with little blocks. Okay. Let's get back to the good stuff. The off-worlders before were run off. Okay. We were overpowered, but it wasn't done through AI. It was done through blood sacrifice in dividing the religions and making sure that we were always at war. I mean, look at us now. You can go back and add it up. But we're getting, no, you're fine, Michael. But you're fine in understanding that we need to get back to that, the architecture. We absolutely do, because we're meant to live in these big, beautiful buildings that have free energy. And I mean, that's just crazy. It's crazy. Dublin, I saw your comment, the Khazarian Mafia. But that's a modern day term. If you go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years, they didn't have that term. I mean, it's just the devil. Period. It's the enemy. Yeah. Michael, we'll get back to it. It's going to take some time, but we will get back to it. And once we're given the technology again, because it was given to us, but like Dumplin said, the Khazarian Mafia and the Cabal stole the technology, didn't let us have it. They have it. The military now has control of it, and the off-worlders are giving us more technology. We will be able to put up these buildings just like this. But you're going to have to be able to explain to the drippy drop pages. Remember, we're going to get there, but we will have that beautiful technology to build that architecture. And I pray, whether we're here and, we work and do our humanitarian, I told Nadia earlier, we really have to stick around long enough, because how do you just walk away and ascend and leave the drippy drop pages? They're not going to know how to do any of this stuff. They can't barely handle the Fall of the Cabal series at this point, let alone anything else that we know. Okay. So our ascension, we're getting there, but we've got a while to go. So don't panic. Unless your soul contract says you're out of here, I wouldn't worry. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. You can gradually get into the next phases of it and introduce it to yourself. We're going to be here because we want to see those beautiful buildings built. More so, we want peace amongst ourselves. Does that make sense? Absolutely, Michael. I agree. Even if they don't understand why you're building them. Honey, if you've got the all this good stuff to do it and you can financially back it, sweetheart, run with it. Pay for it, find an architecture, and we've got great architectures out there that are blessed with that ability, that are coming back in as a reincarnate that did them the first time. They're really good at it. Look them up. Your connections will come to you, Michael. I promise. You work with an architecture and say, this is what I want, and this is what it's for. I got your back, honey. I got your six, Michael. We're going to be all right. All right. So we did Speaker of the House. If you guys are done, can we bury that one, or do we need to look into it more? You're welcome, Victoria. I know it's a whole lot to soak in, and I try to do the Reader's Digest condensed version, and it's very difficult to do because if you guys know who Jason Q is and all the stacks and stacks, I study that too, but you have to learn how to condense it down or nobody's going to listen to you. Does that make sense? Hello, Miss Gail. Welcome, welcome, darling. Miss Gail, I mentioned you in the beginning of the show. If you watch the replay, I want to shout out you, Precious, because I got all your gifts today. Thank you so much for the additional candle. She sent me 2 candles, and she stocked up me. I can't even talk tonight. Joe Biden on a Friday night. She stocked me up in sage, so we're good to go. Thank you, Miss Gail. You are a blessing, and I really, really appreciate you, honey. Okay? All right. So let's move on. Let's do a yes or no real quick on the Brunson case. Let's just simply ask, because Supreme Court, supposedly the current Supreme Court, had to make a decision out of hundreds of cases. They'll pick a half a dozen and work on them the next month. Let's see if the Brunson case was one of them. That's a simple yes or no. Okay? All right. So we know the Brunson brothers. If you guys are not quite sure who they are, they're the ones that filed multiple suits against the federal government over the 2020 election. That's okay, Gail. What you cooking, darling? I haven't even eaten dinner. I've just been moving with all the phone stuff. And to update anybody that's coming in, my phone is fixed. You may call me, you may text me, you may do anything that you need to. Setting up an appointment for a reading, it's good to go. It only took me 9 hours today and half my brain and all of my sanity. But we're good. But enjoy cooking. My daughter cooked tonight, and mine is sitting there waiting on me. I can look at it, but I'm talking to you right now. All right. The Koch. Did Donnie ask a question? If DeSantis is dealt with, what about the Koch brothers? Koch brothers were dealt with a long time ago. They were one of the first because they were in the upper echelon of the 13 families. They were under the Rothschilds and the Soros. Koch brothers were already dealt with. What you're hearing now, if no one else heard, that Ron DeSantis, the true Ron DeSantis that we pulled cards on and found out that he was trafficking children, has been dealt with. Now, if you want confirmation, I'm happy to pull. So, but the Koch brothers were dealt with a whole lot long ago. So I don't think that we're dealing with that anymore. Now, if you still see these brand names and companies still out there, please understand they're under new management. We just have to figure out, are they under good management or bad management? Okay, they're going to be, if they've been sold out and rebranded, most likely the good people are handling it now. But never take my word for it. Always use discernment and ask. We'll ask Tara if we need to. If there's something that we need to pull on, we will. Victoria, yeah, even on the lower branches of like your local governments, mayors and things like that, you're liable to see the same name. Doesn't mean that they're related, doesn't mean they're not related. So those are things that, we just need to pull on. So, all right. So right now, let's just ask, is the current Supreme Court, or who they're claiming is the Supreme Court, for putting it out there to the collective and putting it out there to the baby drip drop pages, did the Supreme Court take the Brunson case? That's what we want to know. Okay. I know it hurts, Stumplin', but you know what? There's a reason that Trump parades people out in front of him and pushes them and pushes them and pushes them. And then all of a sudden, when he switches, he started throwing, he started calling him DeSanctimonious. You better pay attention because he's playing 5D chess. There's a reason he's pushing these people out. Why do you think he wants Kevin McCarthy to be Speaker of the House? You really think he trusts him? Nope. Good question, Deb. We can look into that. Remind me, because as soon as I go into this question, I will not remember what you just asked me. All right, so we want a yes or no. Did the Supreme Court take the Brunson brothers case? And let's see what they have to say about it. All right. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to have some disinformation and misinformation before it really comes out. You're going to hear lots of different things. So don't get confused. Okay. So did the Supreme Court, which is only one dude, because, if Thomas is the only one there, unless the alliance has appointed a new one, we're looking into the path of the impasse of where they're at. Did they take it? Did they not take it? Queen of Wands is the heart and desire from us is that they take this case. Please hear it. Let's get this done. Five of Pentacles. You may feel left out in the cold and not accepted, that they may have not have accepted it. What you hear may not be truth. Now, you have reason to celebrate with the Nine of Cups, meaning the collective is getting together and having a party. It's going to work out in the end. The question is, what do we have to go through in order to get to that point? Does that make sense? Because the King of Pentacles, now he's a justice dealer. He's a family man. He's a man of integrity. He wants to get it done for righteousness. Okay. I look at this as Judge Thomas. I think that he's already made the decision, but he can't say. Meaning the Two of Swords. It could go either way. How the alliance is going to deal with the truth coming out with the swords is up to them. But please know that this has already been wrapped up. The Ten of Cups, the wish will be granted to the collective. And the 10 means it's already been done. They have to figure out how they're going to do the drippy drops. Does that make sense? Excuse me. Two of Pentacles is balancing that out. And it's also about timing. Timing is everything. All right? Now, Ace of Pentacles gives me a yes, that the Supreme Court took it, but it doesn't do the timing because remember, Two of Pentacles means it's about timing. That doesn't mean that they didn't take it a long, long time ago when it first started. But yes, it was taken. Remember, we've been asking those questions all along. Is it already decided? They just don't know when to come out with it. That's what we're getting. Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. You're waiting to hear their decision, the scales, their decision, and then how are you going to take it? Well, they're waiting to see how people are going to take it too. We're going to be partying with that Nine of Cups. That's fine. Can the baby pages handle it? Ten of Pentacles, a gift from the universe. This will be glorious. We manifested it. It's the great treasure chest. It's also a 10. It's already wrapped up. Don't worry about it. Seven of Swords. They stole your truth. They stole anything. They've been telling you all along that it was a lie because swords are truth. Remember, words. Yeah, there's your thief card. No, they lied to you. Mainstream media, this is going to be the anchor that takes everything down. Okay? So what I'm getting is Spirit is telling me that it was already handled and already dealt with. So when we asked, did the Supreme Court take the Brunson case? Yeah, but it was a long time ago. Don't worry about it. But it's coming out. And how they stole it. The election of 2020. Okay? And even the midterm and all that stuff. Because the military already has it. I'll do confirmation and we'll see if a knight shows up. If not, that's okay. All right. So now we have exposure. The King of Wands, the heart and desire, he's the go-getter. And he's like, I'm not going to back down. We're going after that. Okay? No matter what. Eight of Cups, leave the past behind us and we start a new beginning. That means a new way of voting. Remember, quantum voting is going to be a huge thing. Go back to paper ballots if we need to. I'm all for that, right? Your final card is the Devil card. It is not negatively aspected. So we must look at this is that we're the innocent people down here, the people, and we're breaking the chains of the old ways and we're starting something new, okay? So that's just breaking away from their evil cabal system, all right? Does that make sense? Scales of Justice, Michael. You are correct, honey. All right. Your base card on that was the Hierophant. Now, either way you look at it, it's just revealing the deep state and the cabal's way of stealing elections all along. But let's also look at it as a positive thing because I want to go into gratitude and be thankful for the way we are acting with energy and spirit and our divine light and knowing who we are spiritually as well. So let's always look at the positive. Okay? Me too, Michael. Anything quantum at this point has my vote. I totally agree with you. Let me check my phone, make sure nobody's hollering at me. Now that it works, it's been going crazy. But that's fine. And I apologize to all of you for being down for so long. And as far as I understand, the old carrier is still out. They still don't have service. So we just decided to switch carriers. And my main goal was to hang in there as long as I could because I wanted to keep my number, if that makes sense. But I apologize. But it's up and running, and I'm just glad that I've got Wi-Fi. That's a whole other issue too. If it goes down and you don't hear from me, I'm not dead. You'll find out one way or another. Okay, Nadia will hunt me down. I promise. So, all right, guys. So, what else did we want to look at? Okay, so Deb wants to know if Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills player, that collapsed the other night with the Cincinnati Bengals game, is he going to come out with the truth about the poison shot? Okay. So let's just ask. It's probably going to be very vague, Deb, because I don't know his condition. Is this hearsay? We don't know. Everything's hearsay. We don't know. We're not a part of that world. We're here as part of the hearsay world. We're going to take it with a grain of salt and use our discernment. So let's just put it this way. Is he well, and is he going to come forward and knowing what has happened to him? Because you can't tell me that these doctors have not walked in and said, well, you're the one who took the shot. All right. So let's look. Procter & Gamble nefarious? 110%, if not more, Nadia. Absolutely. Procter & Gamble have contracts with, so does Johnson & Johnson, all of them. Procter & Gamble, all of them have major contracts with big pharma and big government. Every single one of them are. I don't have to pull. I will pull cards for you, for your sake. But absolutely, they're absolutely horrible. Okay, Deb, we'll do it that way. She says, was Damar Hamlin acting to expose danger? Oh, so was he acting when he fell over? Interesting. Like part of the show, part of the movie, pop some more popcorn kind of thing. Interesting. All right, well, let's just hand both questions over to Spirit and see which direction they want to take it. I'll let them decide. I won't push the issue because they're going to let me know. It's going to pick up on Damar Hamlin's higher self and his guardians and guides. So, all right. So let's focus on Damar Hamlin and what's going on. Real, fake, and you guys know what cards to look for if it was faking it. So we're going to have some illusion cards. Okay. All right. Deb, I think you might be on to something, darling. Oh, these little pages. So we have contract. Looks like it. You are correct, Deb. Thank you for bringing that out. All right. So your base card is the full card. Don't be fooled by these stupid people. So here's what happened. With Damar falling backwards and doing the whole shebang, it was going to make a major impact on whoever was watching or whoever heard about it. Because you start out with the 5 of Cups, and that's loss. That's depression. That's not looking at good stuff. It's just, I can't do this anymore. This is getting ridiculous. And it's a total loss and depression. Okay. The next card, disappointment and disheartenment of finding out this is happening. Okay. It's another depression card. They absolutely want to send people into a certain amount of depression to get them to wake up. Does that make sense? 9 of Wands. Now, that's a military card, but it's, remember, he's slow, drip drop, like very careful tiptoeing through his journey because he's overcoming adversities that he's been through. All right. So this is going to be slow to come out. They're going to be very careful. But one of the reasons, remember, these are the good guys taking the bad guys, throwing them in the volcano. Remember? All right. 3 of Pentacles. To let people know, remember we did a reading on him the other night that it could be a blood sacrifice, that they had planned on it. Maybe he knew about it. That's the Covenant card, but it's a collective card as well. So we have to figure out it's for the collective. not for the covenant. That's what their plan was. But the Lover's card is a contract card, and understanding that they came to him and said, would you do this? And he said, yep, that's fine. Because he's the King of Swords, meaning he's sitting there with the absolute truth. And he says, I will sign that contract, but the truth needs to come out. Deb, you're dead on the money, hun. That's beautiful. Lovers have to do with hearts and desires and what they want, and contracting it to make sure that it happens, and having your desires brought to you. I told you, Page of Pentacles. Remember Mystery Peacock, okay? Pages cannot handle this. It has to be dropped out with mystery. Well, what happened to Damar? Well, I'll tell you what happened to Damar, because you got really good doctors that know that it was supposedly myocarditis. And then you got others go, no, they just hit him too hard and it caused a heart attack. He's 24 years old. Padded up in the whole shebang. Use your brain. The Empress. Very sovereign, independent, full of abundance, knowing who she is. She rocks the feminine world. She's the boss. That energy is depending. It is focusing everybody's energy. Divine Mama is basically stepping in. If you care, care with all your heart. If you're going to love, love with all your heart. If you're going to love, love hard. So that divine feminine energy is coming in. But the sovereignty and independence of Damar and knowing who he is what's going to bring that truth out. King of Cups. It looks like there's no boundaries. No. He is setting the boundaries of how that contract is going to go and how the truth is going to come out. Good for him. That's beautiful. Queen of Swords. Remember, truth. Don't make me fight you, but I will. Don't make me fight you. Do you want peace? You want war or peace? You want to read that long book? That's what she says. I want justice. And that's what Damar is saying. Okay? So Ace of Wands, when Deb asked a question if he was acting and we were being fooled, there's your Ace of Wands. It was their desire to fool people because of these pages. The final card is the Wheel of Fortune. It's to reverse the thought process of people and watching what is happening to these athletes. It's to make you think. But Wheel of Fortune, when it doesn't have to do with money, it has to do with reversing a thought process or a situation. Okay? So, Deb, you were dead on, honey. Denise, you want to know why they're flashing devil signs and they're doing all the Illuminati stuff? You got some that are playing a role, and you've got some that it's exposing that they actually belong to it. This is all about exposure. You have to use the discernment to figure out who is really, truly bad and who's not truly bad. We were warned, and we talked about it the other night on Wednesday or the afternoon, that at the end of the day, you're going to find out that who you really, really thought was bad is actually really, really good, and vice versa. Remember, Michael, all of you, when we, Michael's always giving me a hard time, and he calls me Greta, and he says, how dare I? We pulled cards on Greta Thunberg and the relationship between her and Andrew Tate, and Andrew's turned out beautiful, and thought, well, let's just go ahead and look at Greta's. And it looks like Tarot is saying that she's an actor and she's being controlled by the Emperor and the Galactic Federation and the Alliance. If she's playing a role, give that girl an award, okay? Your base card, do not be fooled by this. We don't know. Along with the phony ambulance that the NFL doesn't even use, Chevy van conversion with no ambulance, service logo, and company they use. Everything is about comms. But if it takes time to stop and look at those comms, if you're not willing to go back and hit replay all the time and look at it, we've got great people in the intel that handle different things. We've got people that do numbers. We've got people that do the cue boards. There's all kinds of stuff. The symbology behind everything is so important. People have different jobs, but you need to do your best to research it. If you got a question, say, wait a minute, what is the standard? Go look up the NFL standard and the contract of what they have with first responders. Does an ambulance have to come and get him? Michael's very correct. If they're showing you that it's just a conversion van, something is wrong. 20 years ago, if a player got hit and hurt on the field, there was an ambulance that would back right out onto the turf. Where the hell did that go? These are comms. They're trying to tell you something. It's a clown show. It's a shit show, and welcome to it. Eat your popcorn. You are a clown, Michael. How dare I? I dared, and I did. So that's it on that one. All right. You guys are so funny. All right. So I'm going to get you. We've gone almost an hour and a half. I don't want to stay up too late because I did not sleep well last night because of weird, vivid dreams. Okay. I don't want to cut you off too early. If something tells me I may have to do a weekend show, because if you guys are okay with that, because if something happens tonight with the Speaker of the House stuff, do not be surprised if I go live sometime this weekend to talk to you, if that's okay with you. Okie dokie. But before I start wrapping it up, I'm going to pull your oracle. While I'm doing that, I want you guys to start your gratitude and at least give me one thing that you're grateful for. And if you say, I'm grateful Jen's ending the show because she drives me batshit crazy, do it. I love it. All right? Now, if you had something else and I didn't get to it, remind me because I don't want to leave you empty-handed. All right? I think so, too. I didn't mention that tonight, Michael, because I'm going to sit on that for a little while. It's just like this big mama hen sitting on a bunch of eggs right now. I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to go too soon. Got me? But I think there might be. All right. So we're looking. If you ask me something and I didn't do it and I totally forgot, you need to remind me because of my spirit brain and what they give me. All right? Food's on Gail's table. She's going to go eat. All right. I'm going to pull your oracles. You start giving me your thankfuls. Gail said food on her table. She's thankful for that. We should be thankful for what we can get because of the prices and all that stuff, right? All right. Joe is so grateful for all of us. She loves us all so much. Well, Miss Joe, we love you too, darling. If we didn't, you'd be off that cliff. I couldn't do that. I think I'm going to hold you out for last because I need you up there working. I can't do two things at one time. But I'm grateful for you, Miss Joe. I think everybody else is too. All right, I'm going to pull your chakra oracles, which you get 3 of every time, and then I'm going to pull your new angel abundance cards. Michael's going to stick around for this one because this has to do with money and finances. Wow. All right, I'll take them. They're not bad. They're not bad. Now off the cliff with you. It's like the Queen of Hearts and Alice in Wonderland chasing the rabbit hole. Off with the head. Joe just says, off the cliff. Denise says, I'm grateful for having you all for a shot of positivity and support. Well, Denise, we're grateful for you. And absolutely, we all have bad days and, keep in mind and what I told you guys and go back and watch it if you didn't quite get it. Tonight is the full wolf moon of January, and it's part of the winter solstice. That energy mixed with Mercury in retrograde is going to mess with your emotions. It's going to set you off. Mercury's facing the opposite direction, but with the full wolf moon, it will affect you and set you off. If you can't deal with people, try not to do what I do with the deal with love and light, love and light. Just do it. Go do some twin heart meditation through Master Co. or something like that, or contact me. We'll walk you through it, okay? It's all going to be good. My humor, well, whether it's humor or not, it's just that's what you get, darling. That's just who I am. Nadia is grateful for our family and humor. I am too. I think we should just laugh it up. Victoria is grateful for our new members and our courage to keep pushing forward. Yes, perseverance. Push through. If you're a slug and you don't know where you're going and you've got brain fog and you turn into me and like, oh, what'd you just say? I don't remember it. Just take a step back and know that it's not you, it's the energy. Just find a balance. Even if it's a neutral balance, you don't need to go forward. Just stay where you're at. Be at the impasse and let you know that it's okay. Just sit there for a minute. This is going to go through the 18th. It's going to fluctuate. This weekend is going to be a little bit harder because of the full moon and the resonance and the Schumann resonance and all the stuff that goes along with that. Now, the further we get through it, it will ease up a little bit. Do not bully yourself into understanding that you have to push through when you don't have it in you to push through. Sit on it. Be the clucking hen and sit on the eggs. Okay? I'm grateful for Michael's dancing too. Yes. Yep, Dumpling's grateful for the sense of humor. Me too. We've got to laugh, guys, because if not, we drive you just crazy. Lexington Lady's grateful for this family, her family, and good health. Amen and amen. Amen and amen. Grateful for Joe's Cliff. Yep. At the end of this day, in every meeting that we have and talking back and forth, you guys got each other's email. Talks amongst yourselves, even outside of the shows. If you're having a bad day, you got Joe's email. I'm pretty sure just let her know. Joe, I need you to shove somebody off the cliff. Pretty sure Joe's going to sit there and go, okay, what's their name? Gail, you're just dealing with the matrix. That's the energy that's going on right now with Mercury in reverse and retrograde plus the moon. That's the matrix. That's the deja vu that you're feeling right now. I think I already did this. You're just at a standstill. Just sit there and soak it in right now. Don't try to push forward because if you're not ready, you might get a shock. And I don't want you to fall backwards. Does that make sense? Everybody loves the cliff. Guys, this is not a slicky slide. Joe has created an amusement park at this point. Okay. Yeah, you absolutely have permission to sit where you are. When that oracle came up the last couple of times when it says if you're at the impasse and you are at the fork of the road and it says I'm not quite sure which way to go, sit there for a minute. Nobody said you had to choose right now. Just sit there, breathe it in, pull up a chair and watch the show. You don't have to go. Climb to the top of the cliff and sit there in a lawn chair and watch Joe work. I mean, sit there. You don't have to go anywhere. You have absolute permission. You don't need my permission. Spirit's telling you you have permission to just sit until it's ready and the energy's right. Okay? Don't force anything. She's a tank commander. Well, she's my BFF in that case because I love tanks. I'm obsessed with tanks. They're awesome. A1 Abrams, baby. Don't get me started now. Michael is grateful for Miss Nadia because of the support and the healing and stuff that she gave. Yeah, sensitive time. I know. Somebody messes with your fur baby, Sonny. I understand. Nadia is wonderful about her healing, and I wouldn't trust anybody else to work on me either unless you've already done it and I know better. But, Michael, I agree. Your fur baby is very important, and I understand how sensitive that is. So we are grateful for Nadia and her ability to heal and help heal Charlie. And Michael, we send healing vibrations and love and support as he gets better. And if there's anything you need, you let us know, okay? All right. Nadia is grateful for the strength and the light of our family, and we're here for all of us. All of us. You can be down here, you can be up here, you can be floating in the middle, you can be bungeeing off Joe's Cliff. We are all here for each other, and we're good. Oh, you're welcome, honey. I'm always here. I know that. I know. Because if you didn't love me, you wouldn't be here. Well, then again, I get messages afterwards and say, you're batshit crazy, and not in a good way. But I don't do my rants and raves anymore. I just let it go. It's fine. Yeah, Nadia says that anybody can contact her as well. It just may take a little longer through email. What most people do is that they contact me and say, I would like to work with Nadia on some healing, and then I just contact her. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. Okay, so are you ready for your oracles? Is everybody done with their? You continue to do your gratitude. I'm going to read your oracles. I am grateful, before I let you go, for all of you for putting up with me, whether it's no makeup and hair is a mess and the house is a mess and it's just nuts, or you deal with this and 9 hours of being on the phone. And I just love you and appreciate you for accepting me in my weird way of communicating with the world and reading tarot. It is what it is. I am very blunt and to the point, and sometimes tarot says no, and I'm okay with that. All right? But I love y'all. All right, you guys keep going, and I'm going to read your oracles. I'm going to do the original chakra auras first, which is the 3 that we normally do, and then I'm going to read your new angel abundance card. Okay? I haven't read them. The first is impatient. First of all, do not be impatient with yourself, especially this time that we're going through. Look, it's like he's looking up at the moon. This moon phase and this retrograde that we're dealing with is very, very hard on your emotions. Do not be impatient with yourself, and try not to be impatient with other people. I already failed today, but I reset myself. Okay? Try to keep it reeled in. Easier said than done, Jen. I know. But try not to be too impatient. Realize that at least you understand what's going on with you. Most people, baby pages, drippy drops, don't know what's going on with them. Does that make sense? All right. Please understand that this time means it's an order of completion. We are completing another stage in our life, which is a good thing. Remember the bittersweet that we got the other day? Closing one door, opening another. It's bittersweet, but it's needed because we need to complete something and start something new. Okay? It's very obvious what Spirit is trying to tell us, especially with the last card. If you would just do these things, this is part of your ascension and getting enlightenment and understanding why things are happening. And why not only in your personal life and your day-to-day, everybody around you, but you're going to be enlightened to understand why things are playing out the way they are globally. Does that make sense? So be patient. Know that there's a reason that it has to complete and be this way, so you can move on in your ascension and grow that third eye, crown chakra, the whole shebang, and be enlightened. You're learning. You're growing. This is beautiful. All right. So thank you, Spirit, for that. That is for the collective as well. All right. All right. Don't take this wrong. Your base card on that was complacency. Just because you're in an impasse and it's telling you take a break for at least 2 or 3 days while this moon phase changes out, don't get complacent. Stay up to date on your meditations and understanding where you're at and where the energy is. Don't just sit back and go, well, okay, I'm on vacation for a few days. Don't get complacent and stagnant. At least write your journal down. Write in this journal, because Jen drives me nuts. Whatever. I feel stuck. I feel like I really want to go forward. Not sure what to do. Whatever you need to do, it says don't get complacent. That means don't lay in bed and pull the covers over your head and pretend that it's not happening. It is happening. It just means that you don't have to advance forward. Just don't become the hermit. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Now, these cards are angel abundance cards, and I'm only going to pull one because the message is, it's pretty grand and it's beautiful. All right. Ooh, interesting. So this is supposed to be in tune with the moon and Mercury in retrograde and all the good stuff that we're dealing with. So this is detox your friendships. So now we're going to clean house. All right. So here's what we got. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring generous, and supportive. All right. Well, that describes everybody in here. Choose to be with people like us in your group, not people that are absolutely going to poke the bear the whole time while you're in retrograde and bring you back down, because those are the ones that are trying to get you upset and trying to set off your emotions. If they are that way, it says detox, step away. If you live with them and it's a little bit harder, at least just go, I appreciate you feeling that way, but I'm going to take a minute. You are sovereign and you have the right to do that. Do not be ashamed of that. Does that make sense? Angels of onions. It's because I'm still stuffy. Angels of abundance. But hey, I like onions. Sweet Vidalias. That's funny, Dumpling. You're so funny. Angels of abundance. Yep. All right. So if you're dealing with a very toxic relationship, it could be family, friends, coworkers, anybody that you're dealing with, step back and don't ground your energy around theirs, because that's what's going to drag you down and that's what's going to set your emotions off. If you have to be around them, at least put the barrier up, be the King of Cups, and set the boundaries. This is my bubble. You can't come in. Does that make sense? And then absolutely do the Twin Hearts meditation and do the forgiveness and go, whoo, Spirit, please forgive me for all the negative energy I had today. I release them. I have forgiveness for myself in them, and move on. It's okay. Don't sit on it. Don't wallow in it. Magic might come through. Okay. So detox that situation. Now, if you're in a good situation and you're not being brought down, you don't get complacent. You still keep moving just a little bit. Do your journal, do your meditations. Just cleanse, ground yourself. Don't let anybody poke the bear, okay? Because I know how bad that can get. Yep. And Gail, I got your new number. Yeah. And sometimes you have to. A lot of people towards the end of the year, at least the last couple of weeks, absolutely stepped away and they detoxed from technology. I do not want to be around this. It's dragging me down. And they attached that to, and I had that moment today. I have to have it for my work. But I have to take that time, and Nadia helps ground me back down and go, well, you need to take a minute and get rid of that. You've got to release that bad energy. I know you need it and you can use it, but release it. So, but a lot of people who have the ability to detox, they can change their number, they can disappear, they can turn off the TV, whatever they're doing. Good for you. Bless your heart for being able to do it. And thumbs up for that. I absolutely bless you for that. That's okay, Michael. You find your own formation of meditation. Meditation is not the all the time. Meditation can be just you taking puppies for a walk and you talking to higher spirit while you're enjoying the fresh air. That's meditation, sweetheart. Don't be so hard on yourself. You don't have to sit in a room on a yoga mat, okay? Get that thought process out of your head. You just take a minute. And you're out with fur babies and you're walking Charlie and you're just looking up at the stars in the sky and you're thinking about a reflection time. Honey, that's meditation. That's you and being one with your creator source and your higher self. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're good to go. Go walk a baby. Yes. Good night, Miss Kathy. Thank you for joining us, honey. Yeah. Just breathe. Take a deep breath. All kinds of ways to meditate. It's just that you get used to hearing, well, the gurus say you have to do this and you have to stop that. No, we're all different. No, if that were the case, we'd all be like totally centered and all at peace all the time. That's not the case. You got to find what's right for you, darling. All right. You're so welcome. Yes, thank you. Spirit and tanks. Yep. A thank you and a thank you as well. All right. It was good. It was an hour and 45 minutes. I don't want to cut and run. It's just been a very, very long day. But something tells me that I'm going to do a live this weekend, depending upon what happens with this house and what their squirrely stuff they're going to do. Let's just watch it. If you get some intel, email it, text it, call me, whatever you want to do. But I appreciate y'all coming in tonight. And if you need anything, you can call me and text me and all that kind of stuff. And if it doesn't work, the email definitely works. Okay. Yes. Love and light. I love you all. Lots of because we're going to kind of need it, but just breathe. Don't let that full moon mess with you. You're going to be okay. Need to vent? Message me. It's all right. I know, Michael. I know. Michael, you just keep that thought process now. We're manifesting, all right? Yeah. My magic Mike is in here saying goodnight. He loves y'all. Yeah, don't get sucked in by anything. Take everything with a grain of salt. Remember? We can look into anything you want. If you see something that's very detrimental and it doesn't need to wait till show, say, Jen, can you pull cards real quick? Honey, if I'm able, I will stop and say, give me 5 minutes. Let me round up these youngins real quick and I'll pull cards for you. Don't sit and worry about stuff like that. I don't want you worried, okay? It's all good. Release good energy. Go out and talk to Luna tonight when she's big and bright in the sky. Say, hello, darling. I love you. But don't mess with me. Nadia's going to go sing. Yep, like water on a duck's back. Cha-chink. Yep, we're all good, Michael. Enjoy the clown show, darling. Good night to all of you. I love you. I love you. And I will holler. So it may be a quick going live breaking intel. It may be. All right. If there's not and it's dead to the world, I mean, I'll see you Monday morning for coffee, at least 11 o'clock. All right. Go walk that baby Charlie. Michael, keep us up to date. And if you need anything, let us know, okay? All right, guys. Like I said, love and lights and all that good stuff. Blessings, blessings. Y'all have a blessed weekend if I do not talk to you. All right? All right. Yeah, y'all be safe. Love you, darlings. Bye-bye.